Hello there, and welcome to part 16 of What If Yuji had the anti-gravity system, where Sukuna takes control of Yuji during a huge battle. How will this change the story? For that, continue watching. So without any further ado, let's get started. Megumi is horrified as he sees his sister laughing maniacally after using the points he transferred to her, adding a new rule to the game, allowing entry and exit across colony borders. His sister, Sumiki, reveals herself as Yorozu, a reincarnated sorcerer, before something completely unexpected happens as someone crashes into the building they are in, making all the people look at the person who crashed into the building. Megumi's eyes widen in shock, seeing Yuji's unconscious body. But before he could do anything, something huge presses on him, sending him crashing downwards. A huge weight presses on him, which makes him realize that the gravity surrounding him is I. Not only him, but Mai, Hana, Takahaba, and Higuruma all collapse on the ground due to the high gravity on them. Hana, or Angel, notices something coming. Someone lands on the building, making Yorozu recognize him. She's amused at the fact that Kenjaku personally intervened in this since this is not his style. But Kenjaku says that he has a surprise for her as he grabs onto Megumi before forcing something in his mouth, making him swallow it. It was a pinky finger. Yorozu's eyes widen in excitement as she sees the marks appear on Megumi's body. Megumi's body stands up, not at all affected by the gravity as he grins, checking his hand out. Megumi, no. Sukuna is amused at a weird fact that Yorozu is still alive, and in Megumi's sister body no less. Yorozu hugs Sukuna, but Sukuna pushes her off, telling her to wait a little as he baits. Knowing the upcoming fight is something she's wanting for a long time, she accepts. She flies away, waiting for Sukuna to come for her. Where Sukuna talks to Kenjaku, amused at the point that Kenjaku did go through his word. Kenjaku is kind of annoyed at the fact that Sukuna wants to switch bodies, but Sukuna explains that he wants to fight Yuji eventually, so being in his body is kind of useless. Sukuna turns towards Angel, amused by the fact that she is still inside a human. He tells her to remove the seal on the prison realm, since he still needs to kill Gojo to push Yuji even further. With that, both Sukuna and Kenjaku leave the area, making Hana, Higuruma, and Takaba be released from the gravity. Tagawa gets Yuji, and with all the others, they go and recuperate with each other, talking about what has happened. Yuji eventually wakes up before he's told what happened, which almost breaks him. Because of him, Megumi is taken over by Sukuna, and Yuki is dead. Yuta asks what happened, and Yuji recounts his fight with Kenjaku. After Sukuna took over his body, he destroyed Yuki's domain, making her get hit with Kenjaku's Shoret effect, damaging her. Sukuna made a binding vow with Kenjaku. Since he has saved Kenjaku, Kenjaku needs to do something for him without question. Kenjaku accepts the binding vow, so Sukuna rips off his pinky finger, putting his entire soul into that finger and giving it to Kenjaku, making him feed it to Megumi later on. With Yuji back in control, he is horrified, but Kenjaku takes this chance to knock Yuji out. Yuki decides to kill herself and Kenjaku, so she adds so much mass to herself, she creates a black hole, which is held by Kenjaku's anti-gravity along with Tengen's barrier. Kenjaku survives the onslaught before seizing Tengen. Yuta is annoyed by the fact that everything is going to shit, but there's only one thing that they have going for them, which is Hana being with them. While they plan on releasing Goto Satoru, Sukuna takes a bath, submerging Megumi's soul deep below his soul. After getting ready, he reaches where Yorozu is ready, fighting against her. Wanting Megumi to absolutely never resist him, Sukuna uses only the 10 shadows to fight against Yorozu. Even though Sukuna has absolutely no reason to select Megumi as his vessel, the only reason he is in his body is because Megumi can hold him without dying. The 10 shadows are a bonus anyways. After a long fought battle, where Yorozu uses True Spear, her greatest technique, it is cut down by Mahoraga, who is tamed by Sukuna. Yorozu dies, making Megumi fall into a pit of despair. With Sukuna completely in control over Megumi's body, he reconvenes with Kenjaku, who explains how he has added some new rules. While that is going on, the group finally releases Gojo, who immediately confronts Kenjaku, trying to kill him but is saved by Sukuna. After a little back and forth, both agree to fight in a month's time. Sukuna tells Gojo to train Yuji up to become even stronger than him. After Gojo tries pathetically, Sukuna needs someone to satisfy his urge to fight, and that is going to be Yuji. Gojo jokingly comments how that won't be necessary, but he decides to do it anyway. With that, both enemies split up. doing their own thing for a month. Thanks to Mei's brother Uyui, they're able to switch train with each other, growing exponentially over the month. Gojo, Yuji, and Yuta train together, as Yuji has all the necessary techniques down to the point where he can only focus on strength. With Yui's curse technique being spatial transference, he can target the soul, which allows him to switch the source of his marked targets without changing the shapes of their bodies. This application of Yui's technique can be used only twice per person in a month, which Yuji uses to switch train with both Gojo and Yuta, with both of them doing the same thing with each other. Gojo inquires about Sukuna's abilities, getting ready for fight. When the final day comes, Gojo, with the help of Ichiji, Utahime, and Kagoganji, uses a 200% hollow purple to start the fight. And that's all for this part. With Gojo going to fight Sukuna, what will be the outcome? Will they be strong enough if Gojo eventually falls? Will Yuji be strong enough to fight Sukuna all of his own? To get the answers, continue watching. So if you guys like this video, like, share, subscribe and do the necessary stuff. Do comment if you guys want. So until the next time, cha cha.